go. All right, welcome. This is Tech for Senior. It is episode 266. This is May the 12th, and it is a drop down, dead gorgeous day here in Comox, British Columbia, a little island off the west coast, and that's where I live. Um, so we do appreciate you being here, and certainly welcome to the new members who have joined today. We're always anxious to see new people here. If you don't know, we've been doing this for a long time, right, Hewie? This is our 6th year, so we've been around for a while, and we also have a Thursday show. So if you haven't popped in and seen us on our Thursday show, we review all the tech news of the week, and you can easily find the links in all our on our website, and it'll take you right there. So we do that, and we have a lot of videos on our YouTube channel. We try to help seniors and help people and explain technology, but of course we have a lot of travelers in our group as well. So Chris and Jim, of course, are on their worldwide tour, but we're going to feature Bill James today talking about his travels. So we have lots of different travelers. So Bill gets to talk about his recent trip to the Dominican Republic. So we'll have some information about that today. And also, I'm going to do a talk on Google Maps. Don't leave home without it. It's one of those things that you always want to have with you. For those of you who are new here, we have a premiere video that we play at 1/2 It comes out on our YouTube channel. If you subscribe to our newsletter, then it would be you can certainly have the link to this. It comes out and is published in about at 1/2, and it's we choose 3 selections for it, and it's sort of cut up and made sort of in bite-sized pieces for computer clubs and whoever wants to use it to rebroadcast it. And we have a lot of we're just coming up to our 100th series on that, and so we would encourage you, if you want to watch that. It gets a lot of good information for you. Let me just unspotlight here. How the heck do we do that? There we go. And we're going to talk a little bit. Let me introduce everyone today. Hewie, you had a great WinSig yesterday.
Certainly did. We covered a lot of material, some new people, and I got some comments back from some people that they really enjoyed it. I've had some new people sign up. And speaking of that, why don't you, all of you out there, invite one friend to join us here on Tech for Senior next Monday. And so we can grow and get some new people in our audience as well. Not that we don't like you, but we'd like to go ahead, and we've got extra seats, and we'd love to have you invite people to fill the seats up.
Excellent. Thanks for sure. That's a great idea. Bring them along. It's free. Great. And of course, we have Bill James. Bill James is going to talk all about his travels today. Bill, you're back now. You had a good trip.
I had a good trip. Hope I won't bore anyone with my little presentation, but anyway, we're going to do that and see what happens.
Excellent.
Plus, we have a video to go along with it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And of course, we have Chris and Jim Guld, which they're need little introduction. They're, and I guess it's what day is it today, and where are you? You know, because you're always on the move. What you're going to call yourself Geeks on World Tour? Is it Geeks on World Tour? Is that their new terminology? Right.
Yeah, that's what we're going for. Yeah. But we're still, it's just, we've had smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing. They did their show yesterday, and it worked out really well. Of course, they're on a cruise ship, but not a traveling cruise ship. This is their home. This is where they live now, and so they look out the window, and every day it's a different place, right?
Yeah, we call the window our travel channel. I'm watching the travel channel right now.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because, of course, I guess the big feature is Starlink. I mean, it made the whole idea of doing what you do possible, right?
Right. But today, right now, I am using my hotspot from the LTE from
His phone.
from my phone because a lot of people are on the Starlink right now, and
Oh, okay.
our bandwidth is down a little bit. So you guys were freezing. I just decided to go ahead and make the phone the hotspot.
Put it in the window.
It's a good tip.
That's
Always
right.
have a second way to do it.
That's right. I'm sure you guys have done, we should do that. I got to write that down. But you guys must have done a lot of videos about that too, eh?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
All right. Very good. And of course, we have Mike Leaman from Moncton, New Brunswick. Welcome, Mike.
It's
Mike
nice
does
and
our
warm here today.
uh-huh. And of course, Mike does our music outros now. My lips are sealed, Mike. I'm not going to spill the beans, but today is a good one. I think everyone will like that. It's
Well,
but we'll keep
unfortunately, it won't apply to Drew because he's not 60 yet.
yeah. Exactly. So there you go. All right. Let's have a look here. I don't think I've missed anybody, have I? I think we've covered everybody. I don't think I've forgotten anything. All right, let's get on with it. So we're going to oh, I did want to mention one more thing. I want to thank for it has to do with our newsletter. We did mention it earlier today, but I want to thank the sponsors again. We have the Glendora Seniors Computer Club, which of course is they're a sponsor of our newsletter, and we do want to thank them so much for doing that. And if you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, it gives you a lot of what we do through the week and a lot of it's not just a newsletter, but it really tells what we do through the week. We're very busy. We have lots of things on the go, so it's great. The second thing, of course, is Chris and Jim with Geeks on World Tour. They they also help sponsor our newsletter. And of course, the third is APCUG, Association of Personal Computer User Group, which of course is sort of your PC national or international support group for personal computer users, for user groups or clubs. So they're a sponsor as well. So we want to thank our sponsors. Okay, let's get on with the first. The first item is the Digital Age Adventure, and this, of course, is by Bill James. And let me start that up.
Hello and what's up, everybody? It's Bill James, Tech for Senior, and let me tell you, things are different now. Remember when your parents would pull out those giant road maps, highlighting every rest stop between here and Yellowstone? Yeah, me neither. We're talking travel in the digital age, people. Your smartphone, it's your passport, your guidebook, your travel agent, your entertainment system, all rolled into one. We're diving deep into how technology is transforming the way we explore this crazy planet. From the moment you get that travel itch to the second you land back home, buckle up because things are about to get interesting. Remember when you had to go to a travel agent, sit across from them at a desk and flip through these giant brochures, waiting for them to tell you where you could and couldn't go? We're past that now. We're empowered. Open up your phone and bam, Google Flights, Kayak, Skyscanner, they're all there showing you the cheapest flights, the best deals. Don't like the look of that hotel? TripAdvisor, Airbnb, thousands of reviews, photos from real people, all at your fingertips. You're in control now. You decide where you want to go, how you want to stay, and what you want to do. It's liberating. Look, I've been there. You're in a foreign country, you don't speak the language, and you're trying to decipher a menu that looks like it was written in hieroglyphics. Those days are over. Google Translate, Microsoft Translator. These apps are lifesavers. You can translate signs, menus, even have real-time conversations with locals. And navigation, forget about it. Google Maps, Waze, they'll get you where you need to go, no matter how confusing the streets are. You're never truly lost anymore. It's like having a local guide in your pocket 24/7. Remember when going abroad meant being completely cut off from the world? Yeah, not anymore. Wi-Fi's everywhere now. Airports, cafes, even on some mountaintops. And if you're really off the grid, eSIM's international data plans. They've got you covered. You can upload those travel pics, video chat with your family back home, or even work remotely from a beach in Bali. The world is your office now, your living room, your classroom. It's about staying connected, no matter where you are. Okay, let's talk about convenience. Remember fumbling with foreign currency, trying to figure out exchange rates, or carrying around a stack of papers, tickets, boarding passes, hotel confirmations? Those days are gone. Apple Pay, Google Pay, contactless payments of the future, mobile boarding passes, e-tickets, it's all on your phone now. Biometric passports, they scan your face, man. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. It's about streamlining the travel experience, making it smoother, faster, more efficient. We're all content creators now. You go on a trip, you take pictures, you write about it, you share it online, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You're inspiring others to travel, to see the world through your eyes. And when you're planning your next adventure, you turn to those platforms, you read blogs, you watch travel vlogs. It's a community, a network of people sharing their experiences, their recommendations. It's about connecting with like-minded individuals and discovering hidden gems around the globe. All right, let's talk gear. And no, I'm not talking about those bulky cameras and selfie sticks. I'm talking about the essentials. A good power bank, because, let's be real, your phone's battery is going to die right when you need it the most. Noise-cancelling headphones? Essential for those long flights and train rides. And of course, your luggage. But not just any luggage. We're talking smart luggage with GPS trackers, so you always know where your stuff is. It's about being prepared, staying connected, and traveling smart. So there you have it. Your digital adventure awaits. The world of travel has changed, and honestly, it's changed for the better. Technology has made it easier, more accessible, and more connected than ever before. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and buy every gadget under the sun, but embrace the tools that make sense for you. Do your research, plan your trip, and get out there. The world is waiting. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the digital age of travel. Remember, with the right tech, the world is at your fingertips. Safe travels, and see you next time. I'm Bill James, Tech for Senior.
Well done, Bill. Hello, Bill.
Thank you. I'm here.
Okay, great. Bill, I asked Bill to show us some pictures. I said, hey, I want to see some pictures of where you went. So he's going to just do a short little photo thing of some of his pictures. You went to the Dominican Republic, right?
To the Dominican Republic. I've been going there for about 10 years now,
Oh,
and
really?
I've met some friends and just really have a really good time. But the place I always stay, a lot of people go to some of the resorts and things, and I've never actually gone there. I like going to San Domingo and staying basically in what they call the colonial zone, which is really historical. A lot of the buildings date back to the 1500s, including the oldest church, Christian church, in the Americas is also there. So let me see if I
Let's
can.
see some pictures.
Let me bring up my pictures. If I had this all set up. Now these were some like I said, the area I like staying in is the colonial zone, and some of these buildings date back to the 1500s. And this is the city hall, which is a very pretty, striking building. And of course, I went there for my birthday, and my friends prepared a birthday meal for me. And we had they had some friends over, and we had a nice celebration. Um, um, this was a salad and chicken and um, potato salad. And that's me blowing out my birthday cake.
Did you
It's
singe
funny
your ears?
they use something like flares for candles. I've never understood that. That was really hard to put out. And this is the rear of the National Pantheon, and it has a lot of their heroes buried. It's a mausoleum that they have a lot of their heroes buried in. I thought some of their presidents were there, but I find that that's not necessarily true. And there I am in front of this is the front of this building. There's another better picture of it. But you can tell these buildings are really pretty old, actually. This is a Jesuit monastery that's no longer in use, but that's the facade of it. This is a really small chapel that's kind of built in just a corner, but it's really pretty interesting inside. It was closed at the time. I did get an interior picture of it. Um, this is a museum that's in a big square, and they have a lot of the artifacts from the days of Columbus. This is the oldest church in the Americas. It was probably built in the 1500s. And this is the interior of it. This is a large park that's on the, um, I believe it's the south side of that church. And it's in the middle of town, and a lot of people congregate there. And there's restaurants along the area. Um, that's another building that's across the street from that park. And this was actually a Mexican restaurant that we went to for tacos and nachos. And the interesting thing is that the Dominicans, they're not interested, they don't like really spicy food. So the Mexican restaurant is really taking a chance if it's going to be successful. That's a margarita. And that's me at that restaurant. This is a steak dinner from a grill that's located in that park I just showed you. And this is the view of the outside of that restaurant. This is another restaurant that really kind of specializes in local food. Um, it's along the ocean. And this was sea bass with grilled vegetables. And that's how I paid for it, using the tap and pay. So I used I took my laptop with me and took advantage of the Wi-Fi that was in the apartment I was staying in, and was able to do some work. Actually, I did our club newsletter and a few other things. I did have some problems with my phone, which was surprising. I didn't have the same problems with my phone when I was in France, but for some reason in the Dominican Republic, I had some issues, but managed to work those out. So, but the phone is really kind of a important aspect of your travel, as that video pointed out. It's really good for using for translation and other things, mapping your whereabouts, etc. So it was a fun trip. I really enjoyed it. Had a nice time spending uh, time for my birthday.
There you go. Well, happy birthday. And that steak looked really good, by the way.
It was really good. It really was.
It looked really good. I'm getting hungry. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, that's great. So, in keeping with our travel theme, I wanted to talk today about some new features in Google Maps that you might not know about. Let's have a look and see what we have for you today on that. I was just doing some travel planning for a trip this summer, and I wanted to tell you about a brand new feature in Google Maps that turns your screenshots into unique travel plans. This just was released and is available on your iPhone with Google Maps. I'm Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we help seniors understand technology and navigate their travel plans, particularly seniors who are going to be traveling this summer. Now, in this video, I have a fictitious trip I'm going to take to London, England. And we're going to show you how important it is to use Google Maps and 5 features that you may not be aware of with Google Maps. Now, the most important thing is if you're going to be traveling to a large city like London, England, you need advanced planning. The most important thing you can do to get efficient time use when you arrive is to have things well documented and planned in advance. So we'd sure appreciate that like and subscribe, and let's get on with the program. So the first tip I want to talk about is the one that I opened with, and this is a new feature in Google Maps. Now, I have a Pixel 8 Pro phone, and I always like that because Google always gives Pixel the new features first. And I always can say, and everyone will get this, but I have it. But sadly, that's not the case. The winning phone is, of course, the iPhone, and that is in the United States. So if you are an iPhone user and you are in the United States, then you are going to be the first to get this feature, and it should be available now, and it is an update to Google Maps. So the first thing you need to do on your iPhone is go to Google Maps and make sure you have it updated. And this is a feature that allows you to save screenshots into Google Maps. So what would happen is that if you're going around doing your research on what you're going to do in London, you may find places or restaurants or buildings that you can take a screenshot of. These can automatically be saved to Google Maps, and Google's AI, Gemini, will take those images and scan them, and it will create a location for those and add them to Google Maps for you. And you can save those in lists, and I'm going to show you those lists in a moment, but you can save them to lists. So as you're doing your research, you could theoretically go and you could take a lot of different screenshots on different places you want to go. You could add them to your list. You could then share those lists with other people, and then you could come up with a consensus on where you wanted to go on your trip to London. It would also be pretty cool. Let's say you're on a cruise and you have 7 stops or 7 ports that you're going to go to, and you're traveling with a group, and you could choose all of the things that you wanted to do in each port just simply by doing screenshots of them. It would all put them into Google Maps and a list, and you could share those lists and come up with a group consensus of what you were going to do in each port. It's a pretty cool feature, but it is available right now with Google Maps on an iPhone, but will be released shortly to Android and the rest of the world. So it is an interesting feature. Now let me show you tip number 2. Many of you don't know about the immersive view, which actually can be in 3D. Now this is not available in all locations. It is only available in larger centers like, of course, London, England, and Buckingham Palace actually is in 3D immersive view. So let me show you what you can watch in the immersive view feature in Google Maps as we look at Buckingham Palace. This is a really cool way of briefing yourself on the topography before arriving, and it's really interesting. So I'm going to show you this on my Pixel 8 Pro as we look at this on the mobile version. I'm now going to open Google Maps, and we're going to see we're magically in England, and this is Buckingham Palace. Now, I want you to come up to the top right, and what we're going to be looking for is immersive view. This is where we can look at 3D images in Google Maps. It's pretty cool. Let's have a look here. So if you look up here to this little drop-down menu, we're going to click this, and now we have our choice of map details, and we can look at public transit, traffic, bicycling, 3D, street view, wildfires, or air quality. So let's have a look at 3D, and we're going to click this, and now what we're going to do is we're going to look at 3D view. So as I click and open it up, we now can see the immersive view. Now this gives us, this is in, of course, 3D now, which is pretty cool. As we come down, we now can scroll in right to the very beginning, right to the very entrance here, and we can see this in 3D. And we can come up and explore the castle and look at it in different views. This is really pretty cool, and this is called the immersive view. All right, you've reached London. You're all excited. You're ready to go out and do exploring, but you haven't had time to figure out how you're going to connect to the internet. And you really rely on Google Maps to take you around London. Well, the important thing you need to understand is you can download all the maps from Google onto your phone, so you don't actually have to be connected. And that is one of the first things you should do before you leave home, is to make sure that you've downloaded all the maps onto your phone of the areas you're going to go. And then it doesn't matter if you're connected, you can see everything on those maps. So here's how to do that. All right, let's look at how we're going to download Google Maps. First of all, let's open Google Maps. This is my Pixel 8 Pro. I'm going to open Google Maps, and you'll see that I have it set to London, England. You can put in the search term what you want. Let's just, we can type London, and of course it brings us to London, England. Now, if you wanted to change this and move it and open up any other city, you can just, in the search, type that in. But I'm going to go to London, and we're going to have a good holiday, but I want to download this map onto my phone so I have it available even without internet connectivity. So let's have a look what we're going to do. You'll see on the bottom, it gives, of course, directions, save, share, a bunch of things. But let's just scroll right down to the bottom. You have to come right down to the bottom and then on the bottom here, you'll see it says save, share, or more. Let's click more. And here's where you'll see it says download offline map. Okay, let's do that. Now, the thing that you have to understand is that the area that you can download changes depending on how much memory you have on your phone. As you can appreciate, London is a very congested area, and there's a lot of data. So the area that you can actually download will be smaller than, of course, a more rural area. In fact, this says it will use 220 megabits of data. And as you can see, we can move on this screen. We can move around until we figure out which area we want. And you can download multiple areas, but we're just going to download, I think, London central area is where I'm going to be. I think this should just be fine. So we're going to hit download now, and download started and will continue in the background. So it's not even going to bother you. And this is going to download onto my phone. So I will not need to be connected to the internet to be able to see where to travel. So it's very important that you remember that Google Maps is so much more than a simple map service. Here are 5 things that you need to remember about the Explore tab in Google Maps, especially for travelers and seniors. The first thing is it shows you what's nearby instantly. The Explore tab gives you quick access to places around you, like restaurants, coffee shops, parks, gas stations, and attraction, based on your current location. The second is categories make browsing easy. Icons like dining, groceries, hotels, and attractions help you find what you're looking for with just a map, and great for unfamiliar areas, like this great big city, London, that we're going to go to visit. Now, the first thing you're going to notice when you're traveling is time changes. You're going to be all discombobulated about time changes. And the important thing about Google Maps is it'll show you when your events are the hours open and busy times. Each place listed shows important info like hours of operation, reviews, peak busy times, and estimated travel time to get there. And we're going to show you can even do that on a subway. You can do it on a bus or biking or walking. It tells you all those different times. Now, with so many places to go, you're going to want to pick the top ones. So user reviews and rating guides of your choice. Scroll down and you get real reviews, photos, ratings from others users to help you decide where to go. You can even leave your own feedback. So it's great for helping you in a busy time in your life when you have so much to see and so little time to do it in. Google Maps is just indispensable. Now, the fifth thing is it even works with voice search and offline maps. So if you're not connected to the internet and you're using those downloadable maps, you can still do a search or even a voice search for your favorite restaurant. Okay, so we're now in Google Maps, and let's you'll see, of course, with the city of London is right here, and we'll bring that up, and you'll see at the top it already has started doing some selections for us. You can see restaurants, hotels, attractions as we scroll along, parks, coffee, museums, and gas if you're looking for gas stations. All those are already there for you at the very top. But if we come down here now, as we bring up the bottom here, we're going to see a lot of things that we can do. And as we keep scrolling up here, it's going to give you some lists of things to do. First of all, a list has already been made for you. Best places to stay in London. London local gyms, 75 places. 30 must-visit London attractions. London top lists, 50 things to do. London trending, 25 places. And as we scroll down now, must-visit spots, top sites, and it even indicates, let's have a look here. It tells us that this is the British Museum, tells us that it'll give you directions from where you are. It tells you it's closed right now. It opens from, it tells us closed right now, but opens at 10 a.m. It tells you where you can get tickets, gives you an overview, and all the information that you need. Now, as we were scrolling through our attractions for our London visit, you probably noticed an unused feature in Google Maps called Google Map Lists. But this is a powerful but often overlooked feature, perfect for planning and sharing travel experiences. So let me give you 5 important tips and why you should be using Google Map Lists. So number 1 is that you can save and organize places easily. You can create custom lists like London trip or favorite coffee shops in London and save the places on Google Maps to find them for quick access later. And the second thing is that these lists are accessed across all devices. Once signed into your Google account, your saved lists are synced across your phone, your tablet, your computer, ideal for trip planning at home or navigating on the go. Now you can even share these lists with family and friends. You can share the list via a private link or invite others to collaborate. Perfect for group trips or sharing hidden gems with fellow travelers. Also, if you're traveling with a family, everyone can put their suggestions in the lists. You can even customize the list with notes. You can add personal notes to each saved location, like reservation details, must-try dishes, and reminders, and especially helpful for senior travelers with maybe mobility issues. So all this can be customized in the list with notes. Now, item number 5 is these lists are available even with the downloaded maps. Yes, remember the downloaded maps that because when you get to London, you may not have Wi-Fi or cellular service, at least not the first day that you get here. But yes, your downloaded lists are available in offline maps, allowing everybody to see them no matter where you are. This is our London map in Google Maps. Let's have a look at how we can find out a place to go for breakfast. I want a breakfast restaurant. We're in Google Maps. Let's go down, and I'm going to share it with my family and traveling companions. So let's see how this works out. All right, we're focusing in on London now, and let's go down the list and see where I can find some breakfast. Here it is, Megan's on High Street Restaurant, where to brunch in Kensington. Great, I'm just staying not too far from this. This will be great. I'm going to send this off to my friends and traveling companions and see what they think. So let's see how I'm going to do this. We're going to come down to the bottom under directions order. We're going to go over to the right on the menu, keep coming over here. We're going to click the save button. So let's click the save button and see what the next menu brings up. Now this is the list. It's going to give you an option to have a new list. We're going to create a new list. So let me click the new list button at the top. Here we go. And I'm going to call list a description. So we're going to call this London Breakfast. Original name. We're going to save this, but we're going to save it now. We're going to change this and we're going to make this a shared link so that we can share this with everyone that wants to have a look at this. We're going to call the list LB for London Breakfast and save it. But now it is going to offer us all the contacts we have in our contact list, and we'll be able to share this link, which is a shared link, to all our friends. They can actually even comment, add, or change the list. That's pretty cool. Now let's go back and we're going to try this one more time. We're going to come down. What I want to do is just not save it to the list, but I'm just going to take this now and I'm just going to share the restaurant. So not save it to a list, but another way you can go about this. Let's go back to Megan's Restaurant on Kensington Street here. Let's go over to the right again. Let's go over to the right again. And now what we're just going to click is the share. You see I have it saved, but I just want to share this. Maybe I don't want to save it. I just want to share it. So I can just click the share button now. And the share button allows me to share that particular link with all the friends who I might want. I can send it as an email, text, or however I want to send it. I'll be able to send it. And they again can comment on it, edit it, and we can communicate on where we want to go to breakfast in London. And that's so cool. You can either save it to a list or directly share it. Well, it's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Hopefully, I've given you some help with some of your travel plans for this summer. You know, there was a famous credit card that used to say, "Don't leave home without it." I'm going to say, don't leave home without Google Maps. If you like the video, please click that like and subscribe. And if you... All right. Hewie, you're going to talk about something like traveling back
Absolutely.
in time.
Yeah, I'm gonna, let's see, I need to change this. I am going to talk about the information superhighway. And let me find it. Welcome to a journey through tech history, told from the pages of our very own past. As a lifetime member of both the Central Florida Computer Society and the Sarasota Technology User Group, I've had the privilege of accessing newsletters from those incredible communities dating all the way back to the 1980s. Tucked away in those pages are gems of nostalgia, surprising predictions, long forgotten tools, and timeless advice. In this series, we'll revisit standout articles and moments from the archives, sometimes insightful, sometimes amusing, and always a reminder of how far we've come in the world of computing. Let's discover the roots of our digital evolution, one story at a time. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're taking a nostalgic journey back to 1995, a time when the information superhighway was the buzzword of the moment, and America stood on the edge of a digital revolution. Drawing from a fascinating article in the May 1995 issue of the Sarasota PC Monitor, this presentation reflects on the hopes, hesitations, and surprising realities of early internet adoption. We'll explore what people expected, what actually happened, and how far we've come 30 years later. I'm Hewie Poplock. This is the article that we're going to be talking about. We're looking back at 1995, when the so-called information superhighway was the buzzword for the future of technology. There was so much excitement, but this study questioned whether people were actually ready to embrace it. IMR research surveyed thousands of households and found surprisingly low interest in the technologies we thought would take off. These were the three big services companies hoped would drive adoption, but Americans weren't as enthusiastic as expected. Even though video on demand was hyped, most people still preferred going to the video store to rent movies. Despite the rise of shopping channels, the majority of Americans didn't shop this way. Online growth looked impressive percentage-wise, but actual usage numbers were still very low. People felt overwhelmed by the complexity. Using the internet felt more like research than entertainment. The challenge wasn't just the content, it was making technology easy enough for everyone to use. This was a key insight. Early adopters don't always represent the general public. Looking back, we see how long it actually took for those visions to come true and how key accessibility was. In closing, the lessons of 1995 remind us that technology needs to meet users where they are, not where developers hope they will be. This has been Remembering 30 Years Ago, the early days of the information superhighway, from the pages of the Sarasota PC Monitor of May 1995. I'm Hewie Poplock. What we're going through with the AI now, we went through with the internet back 30 years ago.
Very interesting. Thank you, Huey. Now, just to finish it off, and as part of our travel theme, I wanted to talk about another app that you can use called Tripit. And I remembered that Chris did a video about this, so I didn't have to do it. So thanks, Chris. So this is a very good video and an essential part of traveling as well. So let's have a look and see what Chris has to say.
Hi, this is Chris Guld with Geeks on Tour, and in this video I want to show you about my go-to travel organizing app. It's called Tripit. When we do international travels, we have lots of different flights and different hotel bookings and sometimes boats. Tripit keeps it all in order for us. Let me show you how. First, what is Tripit? Well, it is a website. Just go to tripit.com and take a look. It's also an app for Android devices and for iOS, Apple devices, including the Apple Watch. The basic features are all free. What I'm going to show you today is all free. There is a Tripit Pro that costs $49 a year and gives you more features. There's 3 ways to add bookings to Tripit: automatic reading of emails, manual forwarding of emails, and manual entry of the booking. The results are what you see over on the right here, a nicely organized timeline, so you know exactly where to be and when. So I'm going to take you to the website first. As soon as you are logged in with your account, you will see your upcoming trips, your past trips, and any unfiled items. So upcoming trips, we are going to Indonesia, and if you just click on the title of that trip, that's how you see the trip summary, exactly when and where to be on what day. I really like that. Then if you click in any one of these plans, you see more details, such as the confirmation number. You never know when you need to know that. If you want to use the automatic method of syncing your emails, all you have to do is go to your account and select the email that you want it to look at and click on Activate Inbox Sync. But don't worry, if you don't want it to be accessing your email, you can forward emails manually. So back in my trip, I'm seeing that we leave from Miami and we go to Istanbul, where we have a 9-hour layover. Then we go to DPS's Bali, and we get there at 7:35 at night, and our next flight is 7 o'clock in the morning. I think I need to book a hotel room for this night. And I did a little bit of research, and I ended up finding what I wanted using Expedia. Expedia then sent me this email to confirm my travel for February 12, a booking at a hotel in Bali. All I have to do then is forward this email to a special address, and that is plans@tripit.com. It knows where to put it because of the email address that it's coming from. And I click send. Within minutes, I get an email from Tripit that it has received my itinerary, and I can go to Tripit, look at the trips, click on the trip we're working on, and there is the hotel reservation. Notice it's not on top, it's not in order received, it's in order that we're going to have to be there. So this is how it keeps everything in order. I just love it. Now I'm going to keep going here. I look through this itinerary and I see that there's something missing. So February 14, we are at Thalassa, then we go to the Lembeh Resort, and that is from the 14th to the 17th. Now on the 17th, we're supposed to get on a dive boat and stay on that boat until the 28th, and I would like that to show up here. We did not get that information in a standard email reservation confirmation, so I have to add it manually. You just click on Add a Plan, and then what kind? Activity, flight, lodging, car rental. I'm going to call it lodging because we are going to be living on board this boat. We'll be checking in on the 17th and we'll check out on the 28th. And the name of the boat is the MV Mermaid 1. And when I save that, it will get put in the right place. Tripit keeps it in order for me. I see the thalassa, the ℸ𝕝𝕝, and there is the MV Mermaid 1 and tells me exactly when I need to be there. Now you can also see this on the phone app. Here is Tripit. There is that trip, and everything is right here. And I can drill down and get any more details I need. It's also available on my watch. Is that cool or what? All the details, including the one I just added, the mermaid. So that's how Tripit helps you keep your travel organized.
Thanks, Chris. Excellent. Great travel companion. Excellent. All right, Mike, let me just say goodbye to all those people over on YouTube watching us, and then you can get going. So if you are over on YouTube watching the show, this is the time where we have to say goodbye. Thanks so much for coming. Don't forget our Thursday show this week. And if you want to pop over and participate in the Q&A and ask some questions, you can certainly do that. Just come over and join our Zoom meeting. So we're going to end the stream now. Let's have a look here. Stop live stream and take it away, Mike.
Okie doke. Just let me get my screen shared here. This is the one I want. Close that off. So today in music history for May the 12th, there were some notable events. The first one here, 1963, related to the Ed Sullivan Show. Bob Dylan walked out of rehearsals for being told that he couldn't perform Talking John Birch Paranoid Blues due to its political content. And of course, we've got some history with the Ed Sullivan Show. Remember, Elvis couldn't be filmed from the waist down because of his antics in his initial showing. 1965, the Rolling Stones recorded their first iconic hit, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, which became one of their most famous songs, and I think was probably their first #1 worldwide hit. It's also 20 years ago this year that I saw the Rolling Stones here in Moncton, so another milestone. 1967, the Jimi Hendrix Experience released their debut album, Are You Experienced, in the UK, widely regarded as one of the greatest albums of all time. 72, the Rolling Stones came back again. They released The Exile on Main Street, an album which topped the charts in multiple countries and became a rock classic. 1984, Lionel Richie's song Hello reached #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming an international hit. 2017, Kendrick Lamar's album Damn topped the Billboard 200, later winning a Pulitzer Prize for music, the first non-jazz or classical work to do so. So as you can see, there are a number of fascinating moments from music history. And for today's selection, I've chosen to play that iconic Rolling Stones tune. Now, like I said, Drew won't remember this because he wasn't around in 60 years ago. But 60 years ago today, the Rolling Stones released I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Take it away, Ron.
Okay, super duper. Thanks.
So they looked a little younger then, and to think that they're still performing today, 60 years later.
Amazing. That is true. Indeed, indeed. Thanks a lot, Mike. As well done as always. It's a good one. All right. It is top of the hour, and it is, of course, time for us to start our Q&A. But before we If you have to run off, don't forget that we do have our premiere video starting in half an hour. I put the link in the chat for you. But you can also get that if you get our newsletter, because our newsletter has all the information
Before I look.
for our
Sometimes
for
that's
our
all I have to do.
for our
Think about going to that.
Is start.
whoop, there you go. Our newsletter, of course, has all the information in it. So we certainly will hope to see you this Thursday as well. Don't forget our when we review all the tech news of the week. Bill James will be there along with Mike Leaman and Hewie and I this Thursday. I want to thank you for coming, and we're going to open it up now for the next 20 minutes. And if you have any questions or concerns or comments, just put your hand up and we can address them. Go ahead, Steve.